Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb and the Wixwell fusion is just around the corner. That means that it's now time to start preparing, start stockpiling stuff if you haven't already. Hopefully you've already got a bit of a head start, but in this video we're going to be covering everything that you need to be holding on to, resources that you need to be clinging on to before this Wixwell event begins. We're going to be covering some common mistakes that new players really ought to not be making, speaking from personal experience here, as well as two absolutely mental promo codes that you gotta be using as soon as possible. Well, one of them you might actually want to save for the Wixwell fusion. It's a big amount of energy. But the other is honestly the craziest promo code I've ever seen, which maybe that isn't saying much, but I've only been playing for 3 months. So yeah, it's a lot to me. So the first promo code is Raid Community. And what are the rewards that you get from this? As you can see, I've already put the code in. Well, let's take a look, shall we? Christ. Oh yes, what a code this is, boys. Raid Community, get it used. It's 1 day of experience boost, 1 legendary skill tome, 10 experience brews, 500,000 silver, and 10 arcane pots. Unbelievable, dude. What a goddamn code that is. The next promo code is one that you probably want to hold on to for a little bit. I'm going to be saving this one for the good old... what's he called again? Wix? That's not right. Wixwell, goddammit. Maybe we'll be saving this one for the Wixwell fusion. This code is Raiding Reddit 200k. This one will get you 200 multi-battles, 200 energy, and 200,000 silver. This one's really about the energy dump and the large amount of multi-battles dump. You might just want to be holding on to this one for the fusion event where there's going to be a hell of a lot of grinding and having a good stockpile of multi-battles. It's just going to make things a little bit less of a pain in the... you know. Alright man, so the upcoming fusion event, and before we get into what kind of resources you want to save, dude, I just want to say that as a new player, it would have been so helpful for me to know this in advance. But bro, as a beginner account, like my account is like 3 months old, right? I'm going to be doing a 3-month account review kind of soon as well, and that's going to be a fun little video meant to get our teeth into, but I wish somebody had told me, dude, just how much prep you need to do for these fusion and fragment events, especially as a newer account. They're so important, man, to, you know, win at these events and to get these legendaries on your account nice and early. There's such a huge power spike. And, yeah, the amount of preparation you gotta do, especially as a new player, and the amount of homework you gotta do for each event and stuff is really up there, man. It's a lot. Way too many times when you hear these horror stories about new players doing things like just opening ancient shards randomly because it's a 2x event and they've heard that that's good, but it's not during a fragment or a fusion event, and so they've been through a whole bunch of ancient shards, which is good in the moment, but you could be doing that during a fragment or fusion event, right? And getting those juicy, you know, champion chase points and stuff like that. And honestly, it's the same thing with things like skill tomes. Obviously, I don't have the most skill tomes in the world, but just holding on to all of your rarest skill tomes, the legendary tomes, the epic tomes for things like champion training tournaments during fusion events, right? Never ever, as a new player, be spending these outside of fragment events and fusion events, you know? Just because it's so many free tournament points during these events, you gotta just hold on to them. You gotta be patient with how you're spending your resources, man. And so this whole thing is kind of, like, this whole mindset, I suppose, is sort of resulted in me alternating between 2 states of being in Raid very quickly. And maybe this is just normal for all players. Let me know if you agree with this or if this is something that you do. But while there is not a fusion or a fragment event active, literally all I'm doing is just pre-leveling food champs, right? So if I go into my vault, I've got like a bunch of guys all ready to go and to be used as food. Some of them already level 40, like 10 of them already level 40, and a bunch of them just 4-star food. And I have enough crap here to instantly take a level 50 champ. Like, level all of these guys, then take a level 50 champ that I really want to take to 60, up to 60, and I can do that twice. I have enough food for that, which is just awesome. So I'm just farming the hell out of food champs. I'm making sure to stockpile silver and try and min-max my my silver earnings as much as I possibly can in between fusions as well. And I'm also doing things like farm potions and stuff like that, right? Because having a decent stockpile of potions going into these events, especially the fusion events, is really crucial too. And yeah, I'm literally just spending my daily energy on these kinds of things. A little bit of Minotaur in there as well. I've got a few champs I want to finish up grinding masteries on. And I would consider this period to be something like the off-season, you know? It's like 2.5 weeks or so where I'm just kind of spending my daily energy and nothing more than that, right? I'm really holding on to all of the free energy packages that I get as well as saving gems. That's also really crucial as well. I'm just sitting on all of these gems so that I can dump a massive amount of energy at any time I need during the fusion and fragment events. I'm just playing very patiently and somewhat casually during these off-season days, I'm going to call it. And yeah, it's just to make sure that I have enough resources stockpiled, which, by the way, I only have 3 sacred shards. Oh god, I'm really, really nervous as to how the hell I'm going to deal with things like Summon Rush and stuff when the fusion event actually begins, because 3 sacred shards, not really enough. It's like half of what we need, so I'm a little bit panicked about that. But yeah, I'm just getting ready for the big, huge, you know, week and a half, 2 week long grind that is going to be the upcoming Wixwell fusion. And honestly, I feel like most players should be too. So what kind of resources do you want stockpiled going into this fusion event? Well, we've already talked about energy. Of course, you want to be saving as many energy potions as you can, as well as gems. You should be going into these events with at least 1,500 gems, preferably 2,000. I think most people spend about 1,000 to like 1,400 gems really during most fusion and fragment events. But having that extra stockpile there is just something of a failsafe, especially if your account is quite new. It just helps out quite a bit. Next, we've of course already spoken about the food champions. I'd recommend at least going into these events with 5 level 40 food champs already pre-leveled, and of course for every 1 level 40 food champ that you have pre-leveled, you then need to have 4 4-star food champions to actually take these guys up to 5-star and make them really into some giga food, right? Which, as you can see, is what we've done down below here. So we have 40 4-star food champs and 10 level 40 food champs, all just ready to go. And finally, and this is really, really important for the upcoming Wixwell fusion, bear in mind, if you're a newer player, right, don't get tripped up by this. This is a fusion event, not a fragment event. What does that mean? In fusion events, you're blasting through a whole bunch of tournaments and events to farm fragments for epic champions, right? So if I go into my fragment summons here, let's just imagine that the epic champion is Kafru. Okay, it's obviously not, but let's just imagine. So you're going to be farming enough fragments to forge 4 Kafrus, okay, throughout the Wixwell summoning event. What does that mean? It means you're then going to be fusing 4 copies of Kafru to make your Wixwell. So instead of like these 4 random champions here, it's going to be, for example, 4 Kafrus, right? Why is that so important to bear in mind? Well, you're going to have to be ready to actually level these summoned fragment champions up to level 40, so you can actually summon the Wixwell from them. But you are also going to have to ascend these 4 epic champions. That means that you are going to want to have a pretty damn solid supply of potions ready to go, so you are ready to ascend these champions required to get your Wixwell. Now, obviously, we don't actually know just yet which affinity the random epic champions are going to be that we need to summon the Wixwell. What does this mean? It means you better have a damn good stockpile of all of the potion types going into this event, right? If you head on into the potion dungeons here, I click on these, I'm solid, I'm sorted, okay, with my false potions. Tomorrow the magic keep opens. Oh god, I can't actually take a peek just yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm quite low on magic potions. I'm gonna have to top up on these. How many potions should you be aiming for? Well, you're gonna want to have your hands on at least 80 of every affinity type of greater potions, which are the medium. That's 80 of these Sons of Guns in the stockpile, and at least 12 superior potions of every affinity type. This will ensure that you have everything that you could possibly need in terms of potions to be ascending up the epic champs that you're going to need to actually fuse the Wixwell. And it's a damn good idea to have these sorted ahead of time. Why? Well, because of course you don't want to be dumping all of this energy into trying to farm potions in the middle of what's going to be an insane rush of events. You're going to be energy starved as it is, and so just having these ready to roll is going to help you out a hell of a lot, man. And so if you haven't grinded these already during your little off season, then make sure to get it done over the next 7 days, man. Really, really important stuff. We don't know exactly when the Wixwell event is coming, but it's probably going to be in about a week, maybe like 8 or 9 days from now, something like that. So hey, make sure we get on that, man. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you also enjoyed this one. I'm going to leave this one here. If you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account anytime soon, make sure you do so by clicking the promo link down below at the top of the video description. It will kickstart your account with a brand new free epic champion and a whole bunch of starting freebies. Thanks, guys. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below as well for future uploads. And I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.